everybody, and welcome to the S24 Sammy Show. Today, Cory is going to be talking about the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4.
Hey everybody, welcome to the S24 Sammy Show. My name is Cory Bender. We're here to talk about the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. There's been a lot of news lately. We were hoping to get a video a little bit after E3. I mean, it has been too long. It's been about a week or two. But there's some big news that happened for both systems, and we're just here to talk about. We're not going to pick which one we're thinking. We're not going to pick which one we're going to buy yet, because me, Sam, and Chad are gonna wait about a year or so to get the new systems, but we just wanted to tell everybody in these videos what the information we got from E3 and other websites, and just kind of pick which ones we're leaning towards to maybe in the future, because I really don't want to make a firm decision yet. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I'm like maybe 80 to 20% sure for either system, but I want to wait a while until we get more information, especially on exclusive games. But here, this first video is just talk about the hardware for both systems. The PlayStation 4 and Xbox One both will have Blu-ray players, so you can watch Blu-ray movies and everything else. If you already have a Blu-ray player, this really won't matter. I already have a Blu-ray player at my house, so there really wouldn't be any need for that, for me to be swayed to buy an Xbox or whatever, but it's a nice feature if you don't want to get up and go all the way upstairs or wherever your Blu-ray player already is. You can just put it in your Xbox. They both have game DVRs, which means you'll be able to record games for both systems, and that's what we like to do here at the S24 Sammy Show. We're going to start getting into streaming more, and it's really fun because then you can show like what you did in a game. You know, gamers like to see what other gamers do. Most of the time we're actually playing the games, you know, big shocker there. But we like to see what other players are doing around the world. There's many videos we like to watch in our spare time. Both systems have 8 gigs of RAM. I don't really know the differences between DDR3 and the GDR5. That might be, Sam might explain more of that in a video later on. But basically it's the same RAM size, so they're going to both probably run about the same. The CPU for PlayStation 4 is a single chip, and it's a Jaguar processor, 8-core, and then Xbox One is a custom 8-gig core as well, except Microsoft just decided to make it custom just because they're Microsoft and they just wanted to make it their own thing. So I feel like maybe it will be a little bit better with Microsoft because, I mean, it's Microsoft. They know how to make computers, and Sony it might be better. I don't honestly know. It might just depend on your connection to the internet as well. Storage, they both have 500 gig hard drives. It looks like the Xbox One's is not removable. I guess you can remove the PlayStation 4's one. That only really matters to you if you go to a friend's house and you want to play on your saves and play on your profile at a friend's house. If it really doesn't matter to you, that shouldn't be one way to sway you. External storage, there's nothing announced yet for the PlayStation 4. I'm pretty sure they're going to have a USB port. And then for Xbox One, that means basically the cloud and USB as well. For me, it doesn't really matter. I don't really have many saves on a USB port or anything because I just take my hard drive to a friend's house. But if they don't end up having, they don't have space on their hard drive or whatever, you can just bring your flash drive, but that doesn't matter to me. Cloud storage, it seems like the Xbox One seems to be a little more into that, especially because they're into the digital age with the whole DRM incident. One thing Sam told me was about Forza. They're going to track like how you race and stuff like that, I guess, with the cloud. I don't really know a whole lot of information about it, but it just seems like with Sony, they're just letting you say like, hey, you can just save your games to the cloud on PlayStation 4, which is what we're used to with the Xbox 360 already. Mandatory game installs. It looks like the Xbox One is going to have that, and not the PlayStation 4. Doesn't really matter to me. the required internet connection kind of goes with the hardware. Before with the DRM thing with Xbox, you were having to check in for every 24 hours to be able to play your games, even if it was offline. And with PlayStation 4, they basically said, no, that's stupid. And then there's the whole use games thing. But now Microsoft has changed that. Before, I really ridiculed Microsoft about the whole DRM issue. And now that they're basically saying, hey, well, Sony beat us, we're just going to change it because we don't want to lose customers. And that's where they kind of lost my interest on the Xbox One. But that wasn't the tipping point of me to firmly buy a PlayStation 4. It's still kind of up in the air. But I know that really pissed off a lot of people who have the 360 like myself, Chad, and Sam, because we didn't want to have to do all that. It just didn't seem like it was the right thing to do. But now they're changing it. If you really care about that, then it's going to be a huge thing. But now that they're both the same, it doesn't really matter. The used game fees, those are the same now. The one thing that's been brought up a lot is that companies like EA and other places might still charge you for the online pass or to play the used game or whatever. So it really just depends on the developers, I guess, now. Or before the DRM stuff with Xbox, they're going to make you pay a fee to play their games, which no one really liked, and I'm happy that they changed it, but I didn't like how before they decided to go with it. And I would have had a little bit more respect for them if they would have just kept to their policies and didn't just say, well, this was a bad idea from the start, but we're just going to change it now because Sony beat us. But, that's up for you to decide. Both systems do not have backwards capability, which I'm kind of mad about, but I think with this new digital age idea, both companies, they're going to probably have PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 games on like a digital download system for their new systems, which seems interesting because I know I might switch to a PS4, and I would really like some of the PlayStation 3 exclusives I never got to play because I have a 360, like an Uncharted or a God of War, and I would like to play those games, but since there's no backwards capability, I can't just go to GameStop, buy the PlayStation 3 versions of them, and go play it. But I think they're going to have digital downloads. Like, I know with PlayStation 3 and 360, they have the Xbox, like, classic games, Xbox original games, sorry. And I know PlayStation has, like, PlayStation 1 games and PlayStation 2 games you can download. So I think they're going to keep with that idea of that you can buy your PlayStation 3 games on the PlayStation 4. You just have to pay online for it, which is, that's fine. And really, that's pretty much it for the major hardware. The next video I'm going to talk about a lot about the online experience, so like such things as party chat. What's the difference between the PlayStation Plus and the Xbox Live Gold? Is there a difference? And just stuff like that, and maybe going a little bit more into the streaming and everything like that. And that's pretty much it. And we just want to mention here at the show that we're both having our opinions, but it really shouldn't be like us telling you, hey, go buy this. We're just giving you our basic opinions, and if something really doesn't matter, like say like you don't stream games and one system were to have a streaming service and the other one didn't, and that's not really a big issue to you, then that shouldn't sway your opinion to buy that console. Basically, you look at what you want in the console. If PlayStation has what you want, then you go buy the PlayStation. If the Xbox One has what you want, that's what you want. Oh, the Kinect. Sorry, Sam. The one thing about the Kinect we talked about too is that the Kinect, you have to you buy that with the Xbox One. Like, there's no choice. You have to. The Xbox One comes with it, no matter what. Some people are mad about that. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's not the biggest deal in the world. I mean, obviously, I don't think I should have to pay for something I don't really need, which is why I understand people are going to be mad, because that's pretty much why I think it's the extra $100 to pay for the Xbox One, because you're paying for the technology. I know it can be incorporated into some things, like with Mass Effect and other games like Skyrim, like me and Sam talked about, like you can have voice commands with it. But the thing I've always felt like with those is that the Kinect mic is always pretty bad. Like, doesn't have the greatest sound to it. It's really hard to hear if you want to use it as a microphone and talk to your friends. And it seems like it takes a while to have the voice command for you to do something. And then with Kinect games, it doesn't really capture my movements as well as I think either. Like, I've played a UFC trainer game with Sam before, and I could just go like this, and I get like a million punches in a row, and it's saying, hey, good job, you really worked out, when all I did was this the entire time. So I still I don't know if they really made major improvements to the Kinect or not, to make it so that it actually captures what I'm doing, and if it's really worth that extra $100 to buy the Xbox One. I personally don't think it's going to be that much of a difference, but you'd really have to buy the system to see for yourself. So that's just my opinion on the hardware. And next is talking about the online experiences, just to see which is better or if they're really the same thing. And that's all for you.
Thank you for watching. Cory did a great job overviewing all the features of the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. Subscribe and check back later for my response to his video.